Since the dawn of human consciousness, we have sensed the presence of unseen forces. These forces could be benevolent or malevolent, divine or demonic. Every culture has developed its own language to speak of this invisible realm. They gave names to these beings, told stories about their origins, and devised rituals to engage with them. In the Islamic tradition, the world is populated by beings known as the jinn. These entities were created from a smokeless fire long before humanity. The most famous of the jinn is Iblis, or Satan, who refused God's command to bow before Adam. This concept of a world teeming with spirits finds a compelling echo in Ethiopian Christianity. Here the spiritual landscape is intensely alive with both angels and demons. Protective scrolls and talismans inscribed with the names of saints and angels are used to ward off malevolent influence. This is not so different from ancient Jewish magical traditions, where amulets and incantations were used to command or banish spirits, drawing on the power of divine names to protect communities from harm. In the Buddhist traditions of China, Tibet, and Japan, we encounter beings that blur the line between the human and the divine, often depicted with bird-like features. In Japanese folklore, the Teng are mountain spirits, skilled warriors but also protectors of the Buddhist teachings. In the Bronze Age Near East, horns were a universal sign of strength, fertility, and divinity. We see this iconography in Mesopotamian depictions of gods, and in the Minoan civilization on Crete, where the horns of consecration were a central religious symbol. The Book of Numbers tells of Moses creating a bronze serpent and mounting it on a pole. Anyone who was bitten by venomous serpents could look upon the bronze serpent and be healed. This shows how an ancient symbol of danger and chaos could be transformed into a conduit for divine healing when viewed through the lens of faith. The early Egyptians of the Old Kingdom were primarily an indigenous African people, but Egypt's strategic location made it a magnet for migration and conquest. Over centuries, waves of different peoples came to Egypt, gradually altering the demographic landscape of the nation. Cities like Alexandria became vibrant multicultural centers, reflecting Egypt's central role in the ancient world. In Mesopotamia, the great empires of Assyria and Babylonia had powerful spirit beings called Lamassu, colossal protective spirits depicted as winged bulls with human heads. Gigantic statues were placed at palace entrances to frighten away evil spirits and mortal enemies, representing the king's divine protection. When Rome encountered Greek culture, they recognized in the Greek gods many attributes of their own deities. Zeus became Jupiter, Hera became Juno. This created a powerful Greco-Roman religious culture that would dominate the Mediterranean world for centuries. Along the Silk Road, Hellenistic culture met Buddhism in Gandhara, creating Buddha statues that looked like Greek gods with toga-like robes and classical features. Scholars point to parallels between the Greek hero Heracles and Vajrapani, both depicted as muscular figures wielding clubs. Early Christian missionaries adopted pagan festivals, placing Christ's birth around the winter solstice, absorbing Yule traditions like evergreen trees and fires. Long before, the Sumerians developed sophisticated cosmology, a three-tiered structure of heavens, earth, and underworld that influenced many subsequent Near Eastern religions. The stories of Jesus are filled with dramatic encounters with demons. In the region of the Gerasenes, Jesus confronts a man possessed by spirits called Legion. This was a powerful demonstration of his authority over the forces of darkness, proof of the coming kingdom of God. As Siddhartha sat beneath the Bodhi tree, he was confronted by the demon king Mara, who unleashed terrifying monsters and seductive daughters. The Buddha defeated Mara not with power, but with wisdom and unshakable compassion. His enlightenment was his victory. Both traditions show that confronting the forces of darkness, whether external or internal, is a fundamental step on the path to salvation and enlightenment. These stories of gods, angels, and demons are the stories of humanity's deepest hopes and fears, our eternal quest to understand the mysteries of existence.